love, love, love.
Ain't nothing like love.
Yes, yes, I love love. All I want is to be loved in return. But for some reason, people got a problem returning the love.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
Talk to us
Sometimes
from our great elder experience.
Street, all they got to do is listen to the elder. I tell them, I got some good news for them.
That's why we got the platform.
Sooner or later,
our council meeting open.
But right now, I'm just trying to get everything squared. We get caught up in everything else. And if she want her house painted, I'll do that. That'll be that print machine right there.
Oh, Lord.
She don't get it done because she can't stand it. She can't stand it.
On the computer, I'm finding the chapter. I got reset.
Go right here.
So peace and love to all. We live in effect as we open our council meeting of North America.
Yes, indeed. I like that. Instead of saying the United States.
Right.
I like that, sir. Our ancestors ain't got nothing to do with no United States.
That's right.
How about that, y'all?
That's
out there in radio land. It's time to get it right, baby.
That's right.
Right and exact.
That's why we here. Because we ain't here to waste no time.
I ain't wasting no time. I'm cutting. I'm cut where it needs to be
right.
I come with the sword. I'm just like Jesus Christ.
Light a song, I'm telling you. Make sure the charging apparatus is charging, because this ain't the Titanic. We ain't going down. With our divine creator, ain't going down. So fall off. Okay, yeah, so we'll be on chapter big number 38. Chapter 38.
Don't be late. I'm gonna start it off.
We gonna get it. Let's go and raise on the 7.
Oh, they're just talking about a powerful topic. Where everybody is falling short. Just don't know or can't figure out what the soul is all about. But today, we're going to learn a little something. Chapter 38, Holy Instruction from the Prophet. It ain't just no instruction, but he's saying holy. Do you know the difference? And the topic, the soul of man. And if you observe, it's capital all the way across. So we ain't playing around, not messing around. 1, the blessing, O man, of thy eternal part is health, vigor, and proportion. The greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honest to the soul.
That's what we
Let's don't go no further.
Right.
Let's just stop a minute right there.
Right.
So see, I see a whole lot of problems. And I think y'all too. And ain't nobody got to try to figure out what the problem is. You already know what the problem is when you see it.
Yeah.
That means when you see somebody health is bad, that means that they ain't on their P's and Q's, or they don't care, or you know, once upon a time when we was growing up and we was calling ourselves trying to look a certain way cute, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And when we would look in the mirror, we had a little dignity. We didn't like to look any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But now, they don't care how far their body expand. Listen, you'll get big as a hog, y'all. Just keep on eating and keep on expanding. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave a lady yesterday some literature on health. And I told her son, I said, if you follow these guidelines, you won't have no health problem. And I told him I don't have it.
That's all.
He said, that's the way you do it.
That's all people have to realize. If
Can
they
I
follow
be a
the
witness
instructions
to good health?
Mm-hmm. Because it says out of these three, the greatest of these is health.
It's health. People think it's the guy with all the money. And you notice everybody that got plenty of money got bad health. How about that? Because their focus was wrong. They wasn't. You want to say something?
Well, I'm pointing to everything you saying, and then what the phrase saying as well.
You come right behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get it right, then you won't have all these health problems and run into the doctor. Go ahead.
Because I like what you said with the money. With health, it's not talking about money.
That's right.
It's talking about health. The greatest of these
is health. That's right.
Not money or external wealth.
That's right.
It's the external health.
That's right.
That's the wealth.
That's right.
And then it says equally, this is why people begin to become greedy in the mind. Mm-hmm. The next statement that says, even that is honesty to the soul.
Sure is.
So you cannot be diseased or sick if you are honest with your own soul.
Beautiful. And
now listen, how sweet is that? Because as you were saying, the bodies expand.
It expands.
So that means if we see it, they see it.
They see it too, but guess what? They ignore it. Just like people ignore the truth.
There you go.
And grab hold to falsehood.
And that's how we become ignorant, by disassociating with that honesty.
There you go.
It's honest you getting bigger. But you ain't being honest with yourself.
Thank you.
So now your health is getting out of whack because your honesty is out of whack.
Out of whack, like
that. And the Sufa says, honor this gift and take care of your health, and the divine creator shall reward you accordingly. We talking about health now. That you will get rewarded for health.
Yeah. And I would like to say to that as well, and when you don't take care of your health, Mr. Dr. Killdeer is waiting on you. Dr. Killdeer. Listen at that name.
Watch out.
Dr. Killdeer. I say he's waiting on you because you weren't honest with your body and your health, and now you got to pay a price. Two, that thou has a soul is of all knowledge. Your soul is of knowledge. And you don't even know it. And you walk around like Humpty Dumpty, sit on the wall. Let me finish the paragraph. The most certain of all truth, the most plain unto thee. Or if you can't see it like this, you can't believe it. Because if you have eyes to see, on this plane, when we see others and we meet others and we greet others, it's on this plane. And it goes to say, be meek, be grateful for it. We're talking about good health now, in the soul now. Seek not to know it perfectly, it is inscrutable. Would you please look up scrutable?
Because you remember that old term you used to hear, hey, he got scruples. And he got good scruples.
No, I ain't heard that.
Yes. Let's go.
It said it is inscrutable.
Yeah, inscrutable.
Inscrutable.
All right, we got it on the screen.
All right, what is it?
Inscrutable, adjective, describing that cannot be discovered by searching.
Ooh.
Mysterious.
That's so.
The soul.
Look good here. Mm-hmm. 3. Thinking, understanding, reasoning, willing, call not these the soul. There are its action, goodness gracious, but they are not its essence. Is that powerful or not? Is that powerful or not? So when we thinking and we understanding and reasoning and willing, it says not the soul, but it's action of it. Boy, ain't that beautiful? This a lot come out that soul, ain't it?
This is why in number 2 it said is of all knowledge.
Oh, not yeah.
It's the most certain of all truths.
You know
This is something to really think on.
It is, and that goes to show you. I see why Jesus said, "Great is He that's in you than He that is in the world," because the inner self has so much going on that we got to look within, because it's so much to learn. And yet they got us learning all the outer stuff.
And see, we want to connect all these lines with the very first line. We want to keep that in mind. And remember, honesty.
Yeah.
See, this honesty is the key to all truths.
That's right.
If we understand the only people that are not healthy in mind are the only people who are dishonest to the soul.
That's right.
Their own soul can feel dishonest.
That's right.
If the soul is the most certain of all truth,
yeah,
for us to ignore that truth and come aboard on the ignorance, then we must understand that it's called dishonesty. And as the Sufian says, the height of intelligence is honesty.
Look good there.
So this ain't about being a rocket scientist.
Sure enough,
this is about being so honest that you're so clean. Ooh. And you're so clean that you're so pure.
Yes, indeed. Ain't that beautiful?
And all this consists with the letter H.
Look at that.
Health and honesty go together.
Together. Beautiful.
This is a formula for the soul to reach the soul.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And with all knowledge, this is where honesty has to come in. If this is the highest intelligence, and this is certain of all truth, that means when it says that the Creator gave us the ability to think, reason, and choose, and we don't need to be told what is wicked and that which is true.
That's right.
Because the soul is made from honesty.
Honesty, right on.
So that's a vibration.
That's right. That's right. And now I see why that we supposed to keep the temple clean. And we supposed to be honest with ourselves. And if we honest with ourselves, we'll be honest to others. Do that make sense?
See, when we using number 3, when we using any of these actions, we not witnessing the soul. We are witnessing the actions of the soul.
Of the soul. That's right.
Right. So if we can feel and understand these, if we can know that these things to be happening, then that means that we know the actions of the soul.
That's right.
And if we know the actions, then now you know that these are actions and not the soul essence.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful understanding for the self to have.
That's right. See.
Because remember, the soul cannot be discovered by the word inscrutable. You ain't gonna see it in the physical as you see things in the physical. You see the form.
You see the form. They don't realize what making that form that you see operate. See?
So we got to really dig into the knowledge of self. Self can go beyond thinking.
Yes, indeed.
Beyond understanding.
Yeah.
Beyond reasoning. Beyond will.
That's right. That's why I was saying, but it's not the essence. This is what you're talking about right there.
It's not the essence.
It's not the essence.
We get into the essence of what self is.
There you go. The soul of man. This is the topic. Anybody coming in late?
I'm glad you said that.
We talking about your soul. And you need to know this without a doubt. Just like you know your social security number and your phone number. I bet you they know them 2 numbers.
Yes, ma'am. Looking up the word essence. Okay, we have essence on the screen.
What is it saying?
Essence is a noun.
A noun, name of person, place, thing.
Essence is being. Essence is to be. In paragraph, they have originally substance of the Trinity, the basic element of anything. Ingredient which gives something its particular character.
Look at that. Look how sweet Allah is and gave us all these ingredients. Yeah. And
we noticed that word wasn't mentioned in number 3. Wisdom is not mentioned in number 3. Its sub actions is mentioned. That's a good intuition.
4. Excuse me. Raise it not too high, that thou be not despised. Be not thou like unto those who fall by climbing, neither debase it to the sense of brutes, nor be thou like to the horse and the mule, in whom there is no understanding.
Animal contemplating. We showing that's another character.
There you go.
To understand is a particular character. In connection to our previous lessons, remember, something is reposed on us that's unlike any creature.
Yep.
And we're seeing the essence.
We're seeing the essence.
Yes. Remember, the man and woman is not the body nor the soul.
That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about essence.
We're talking about the essence.
Yes, right. What brought the body and the soul into matter.
Yes, into. Not as effects, as actions.
Right on.
But the cause. The causeless cause.
And it said, neither debase it to the sense of brutes. When we play around with our soul and debase it, not knowing, and don't even care to understand, all you want to do is get on to old time and go and eat all you can eat. Ain't worried about nothing there. Just ain't taking care of their bodies.
Because if we ask ourselves, if a horse and a mule,
that's right,
would they be doing what they was doing?
No, they wouldn't, and you wouldn't be riding them either.
It's what we call understanding. See, if you don't have understanding of self, then you become the donkey for the rider.
There you go.
And the rider gonna ride you as long as you let him. Remember, the mule and the horse in this syllogy right here doesn't have any inclination of understanding.
That's right.
It's just using its animal senses.
Yeah.
It has no understanding of anything higher. So like us, we could be in situations that we are in lower situations.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was about to say, because what we have done when we say we are black folks and Negroes and all that, we have debased ourselves and become the horse and the mule so the European can ride us. See? And he been riding for a while now. How long he been riding? Centuries. Because we have debased ourselves, our soul, and think he's supposed to ride.
And just by not teaching a child who will become an adult this knowledge right here,
there you go.
That is the room that leaves the space open for entrapment.
Okay, I gotta say this now. This is why I see and know that what have happened to us, because that's why so many of us is in this condition. Children born every day was still in the same condition, is because the wrong knowledge and the wisdom that we are studying. We got to unlearn all that bad learning and get rid of it and get the right learning. Because that's what we've been learned, that what we have learned is wrong for our soul.
Yes, everything that you actually read it doesn't tell you how great you are.
That's right.
It actually
that's my point right there.
Make you lesser.
That's my point.
In certain texts, even dehumanizes you.
That's my point. That's correct.
This is no put down what we're reading.
No.
This is an uplift.
That's right. It said raise it not too high. See,
right.
See that this living force in you, man, it can be raised. You say what Kenneth Marie said, he believe he can touch the sky. He believe he can fly.
Yeah. Yes, peace to our man R. Kelly going.
Shout out to Kelly. It's gonna be all right, brother. Get with K.O.S. when you get out of there. Bye. She said, what that K.O.S. stand for? I dropped that ball on her. Spy. Search it by its faculties. Know it by virtue. In a period there, y'all. There's a lot going on within man there. They are more in numbers than the hairs of thy head. Ooh-wee. The stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. Did you hear that? What more can I say, y'all?
This is
we're talking about the soul of man.
We're talking about the incredibleness that you are. Why you have not been told how great you are.
That's right.
This is to be worshipped.
That's right.
But you have been tricked to say that something else deserves worship because we was never told of the knowledge of self.
Yep.
Self-knowledge is God's knowledge.
That's right. That's right.
As you see, the mule and the horse have no understanding.
That's right.
And when you gotta search the soul, you don't search the soul by going to a mirror.
That's right.
You don't search the soul by engaging into an action.
Mm-hmm.
You search the soul by its faculties.
Faculties.
Each faculty, just like in school, you have faculties or members.
Yeah.
And they all perform a certain function.
There you go.
So we're talking about your faculty equals your functionality.
There you go.
If you don't understand the functionality, then you wouldn't understand when something is malfunctioning.
Mm-hmm.
So honesty never malfunctions.
Mm.
This is your safeguard meter.
Mm.
We have to understand it's kin to the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit being truth. So when we search for self,
mm-hmm.
we are actually going within and searching the faculties.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring that word faculty in.
Mm-hmm.
Faculty. Resources.
That's what I'm talking about.
Resources.
Resources.
You are filled with resources more than a storehouse is filled with goods.
Beautiful.
That a corporation got closed, you got more gifts given from your divine creator than a warehouse, a Sam's full of goods.
He's sharper than Sam, and you don't know he was sharper than Sam. All these faculties have something special about them, son. It says all these faculties that you was talking about, it says it carries virtues. Now that don't sound like no born sinner to me or no filthy rag.
Good point.
Somebody not lied.
Got to clean it up.
Somebody have lied on truth. And I hold the translators for that, and the writers and the authors.
Yeah.
And when I look up at night and I see all the stars, there's so many you can't count them. And it said that what it says about the star, said the numbers.
On 5 right at the end, the stars of heaven.
That's right. Say the stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. Now that's some kind of power, man.
Taking us back to the Sufa of divine influence.
Yeah.
We're talking the light of the stars.
Yeah.
We have to understand our relation to the divine creator. This what has been interceded by a middleman.
Yeah, right on. Right on to the bone.
The middleman has been given all the glory and taken away your understanding of yourself. And so we have to understand there is no middleman between you and the divine creator.
That's true. That's right.
And anybody teaching that there's a middleman between you and the divine creator needs to be expelled immediately.
Yeah.
This is how evil is spreading.
Yeah.
We are virtue by nature.
By nature.
We are born with good disposition by nature.
Yeah.
This is not because man is in God. This is because God is in man. So when we're talking about man, that's female and male.
Beautiful.
God is equally in both.
Right on.
And God has to be equally in both for both to equally honor the divine creator.
That's right.
So we know honor is a beautiful thing. This is why marriages come from. This is why breaking virginities come from. We talking about a oneness. We talking about a allness. Something that can't be counted. You can't buy this. You can't buy a marriage.
Don't need no money for that.
You can't buy a child.
Right on.
These things come from the divine creator.
Right on.
And so our relation has to be kept in mind as we scroll through the scrolls.
Yes, indeed. And the sweet part about it, that our divine creator even made us procreation. And we see we create as well because we of Allah.
And I'm glad you brought that forth, because that's what is bringing forth that, see, you are more than a body, especially to our sisters.
Yeah.
Sisters, you are more than a body.
Oh, they're so precious and sweet.
You are the divine creator. So we have to understand, men have been taking advantage of women, especially in these times, who don't know knowledge of self.
Right.
If you don't have knowledge of self, then any dollar, any amount of dollar can trick you out your own body.
That's right. That's right.
So when we're talking about why knowledge of self is prevalent, this is the protector and the preserver of your whole being.
That's right.
Who you let in.
Right on. Right on.
Sometimes may not come out.
Uh-oh.
This is why virginity was a special thing, or chastity.
Indeed. Right on. Come on with it.
So we have to understand why we're talking about something different than the body, but within the body. And this within the body is greater than the body. it can create you multiple bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't treat this body with honesty,
Mm-hmm.
then we're not getting the full spectrum of life.
Mm-hmm.
The full spectrum of life is health.
That's right.
Health in all areas.
Mm-hmm.
Health and wellness.
That's right.
We think wellness or prosperity is money, but prosperity is the condition of your soul. If your condition of your soul, the less you have, if you can understand that
Mm-hmm.
from the soul is all you need.
Right on, brother.
And that to give your soul to any other living being, especially a dead, something dead as a food, then we're not understanding the soul.
Mm-hmm.
The soul doesn't eat food.
I did that the other day.
The soul eats knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This is why knowledge of self is the vicegerent of all that we are. If we not the stewards of our own health, by the honesty within our own soul, then the spirit of truth cannot reside if you're not in full manifest of your purpose.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Romanism has declared us ignorant.
That's right.
Infants.
Yeah.
Incompetent.
That's right.
And that is ungodliness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Creator don't make an error.
That's right.
Romans didn't make us.
Thank you.
Our divine Creator did.
Right on.
And what the divine Creator got to say about it is something totally different than ones who is against the divine Creator. We're not against each other. We have never been against each other. It's those that are against our divine Creator.
That's right.
Forcing us through methods of coercion to surrender without knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you should not surrender. This is what they know, that if you don't have the knowledge of self, then you're going to surrender as a slave. And this is what has happened. The men not stepping for the men, the women not stepping for the women. Younger men is chaotic, younger women chaotic. They don't know what to do. They almost don't know as a baby the left foot, the left shoe from the right shoe. It's getting that critical, family and community.
Yeah.
That those who are older, if they don't start superseding and stop not volunteering in their ignorance, then they'll never come out of this. If you volunteer yourself in their ignorance, they don't see you as wise.
That's right.
Is you removing yourself from childishness.
Okay.
Remember, thinking is an action. See, any soul can encumber another soul through thinking. And so this is what they did with scriptures. They made us start changing the way we think.
That's right. That's what happened. And may I say this, if you observe, look how we treat our body and our health. We go out and we work for these companies 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Some people got 2 jobs. What you think you're doing to your health? And look how you thinking. And look what them become more important. The job and the work is more important than your health now. See? And all you think about is them Benjamin, them dollar bills. See?
Mm-hmm.
You coming in tomorrow? No, I'm not. It ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna take a break. You see me maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's most important. Not the money. People die. Got plenty of money, none died, and then look at the soul in here. It's time to get your priorities in the right place. Number 6 says, think not with Arabia. Think not that one soul is part amongst all men. Look at what they're saying. Neither believe thou with the sons of Egypt, that every man has many. See, somebody lying. Know that as thy heart, so also thy soul is one.
There you go.
See?
Clean answer.
Clean cut. It's just like you were saying, see, if you ain't careful, there's been a lot of deception going on in deceit for this, you know, and if you ain't careful, you're going to get led right in it.
Mm-hmm. And deceit only purpose is to control your mind.
And I see that every day in our people, man, how they controlling us and got us doing all this crazy stuff. And we trying to keep up and catch up with the devil. 7, do not the sun harden the clay? Ask the question. Do not the sun harden the clay? Does it not also soften the wax? As it is one sun that worked both, even so it is one soul with it contraries. Hmm?
There we have it right there.
As the moon retains her nature through darkness, spread itself before her face as a curtain, so the soul remaineth perfect, even in the bosom of a fool. And don't even know it. But he's still who he is. He still has that holy breath that he breathes in and out. Nine, it says she, not he. She is immortal. I think they know what immortal means, so we can keep on rolling. She is unchangeable. She is alike in all. Health causes her forth to show her lovingness and application anointed her with the oil of wisdom. Ain't that beautiful?
By the self knowing this.
Yeah. I guess them rappers didn't read that.
It should change the way the self think.
Yeah.
And the rappers have a lot of people thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
And so, in lyrics and voice or songs, they are catchy, just like we have to learn how to catch the knowledge of self.
They are.
Because most of those hooks and songs and verses,
that's right,
are away from the knowledge of self.
That's my post right there.
And so anything not going to self is going to what is not self.
Right.
So all we reading about and learning about together is about self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then wisdom was finally mentioned. See, and wisdom is the crown. After application comes wisdom. The oil of wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is trying to signify something that is fluid, is liquid.
Right. Liquid.
That is not frozen, is not solid. It's not gases, where it's atmospheric.
Yeah.
But the oil is manifest.
That's right.
So we're talking about that divine self.
Yeah.
Who already knows. This is where we're climbing the ladder to, from the lower S to the capital self S.
To the beginning where it was saying essence of soul. In essence, etymology was the ingredient, which gives, let me say, the ingredients which gives one a particular character.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like your application, your actions, it was giving you character.
Yeah. No wisdom here.
When you were saying that, I was thinking as I was walking back, I thought about that scripture in the Bible where he was talking about the 10 virgins and the 5 were wise and 5 were foolish, and it was all pertaining to the oil.
And a lot of them let their oil burn out.
They let it burn off.
It burn all the way out.
All the way out. See that? You see what's going to take place here now?
And when the time came,
see,
they was unprepared.
Unprepared.
By wrong use.
By wrong use, wrong doing, wrong practice, wrong doing, everything. Oh.
Mm-hmm. And that's the body. That's the soul identifying as the body.
That's right.
That's when the soul become a fool, is when it identifies as a body. Mm-hmm. We talking about something immortal. The body is mortal. We talking about the self, which is immortal.
Mm-hmm. Seems like people, when they hear that word and pertaining to the self, the immortal, seems like they ought to stop and think about that a little bit and say immortal. And look into the depths of that, because
see, and this is where, when you're climbing from the lowercase self to the uppercase letter self, capital S self, this is where thinking no longer is. Because thinking is an action from the soul. You want to be the soul. So knowledge of self is geared for you to be the soul, be yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what is hard for the people to understand. How do I be myself? And this is why we need knowledge of self. You can't be yourself if you don't have knowledge of self.
Right on.
Your mind cannot learn knowledge of self. This is why you have not until self decides that you won't. The mind is not the same as the self. Where the mind can't go, the self can. And the limits of the mind is the infinite, is the beginning of the infinite of the self. We talking this is unchangeable. Your thinking change. Your understanding change. What you reasoned yesterday ain't the same reason today.
That's right.
But the self that existed yesterday is existing today. That is and can we dig that? This is not like days of the week. Your soul is not like days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. And then 9 to 5 from 24 hours.
Oh boy.
The soul ain't on that. That's the body.
That's right.
And those who want to control your mind worry if your body conform to that time schedule. But money you can make on your own if that's what you're looking for.
That's right.
To get paid $5 an hour or $10 an hour, you can do that yourself.
That's right.
You can pay yourself.
That's right. And you ain't got to beg nobody for no minimum wages. See?
That's right.
I pay myself $40 an hour now.
Going up to 50,
no, real talk.
We need to hear lift up.
That's what I was charging during that house, and that's what I'm gonna let him know. That's what I was charging. $40 an hour. And 4 times 8 is $320 a day. And I got 4 days in already.
See, and that's application.
Application. See.
And boom, the same effect that someone would get working for another.
Yeah.
You save time, space, energy, and your own self-awareness.
That's right.
By understanding the knowledge of self.
That's right.
It wasn't nothing hard.
And you determined and in control of it all.
Right.
I work a little bit, sit down. I work a little bit, sit down.
Right.
A little bit, sit down.
Right. That's the oil of wisdom. This is what we all want to get to with the glory, understanding the glory. That what we are now ain't the glory. It's to come. The glory is coming. So you should always be excited just to know it's coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's just like good news. If somebody told you $1 million was coming, you just stay alive. You'll be waiting on its arrival. So we talking about the self.
Son, it's just like
the great company.
A great game coming up, like a championship game, and it's gonna be the end of the week, and you can't wait.
You can't wait.
See what I'm talking about? Or somebody coming in a time you can't wait to hear them or see them. See?
Right. Your favorite show on.
Your favorite show. You can't wait.
You can't wait. You record. Yeah. These are the things that we want to take in as actions, but we want to reflect upon the action.
Yeah.
So we can understand the knowledge of self. You can only know yourself through the self, not through the body, not through the mind. This is why it's relating you to the heart. These things are in your heart, bursting out.
I want to say one thing, then I'm going to start back reading. On number 8, in the second part of that paragraph, it said, so the soul remaineth perfect. Now,
As I was just reading this.
now you know what? Most folks can't get past that. Everybody I meet say the opposite.
And they will
And
continue.
they sing it today.
Until they reach the capital S, capital S self. They in the lowercase self. And they're going to stay that way.
But I'm gonna tell you something. If you've been you got a mind virus on that, I believe that's why, since they say, well, I can't be, and I've heard people say that, well, I ain't perfect no way, so I'm gonna continue to do committing sin. Do you know that's what that'll do? You will still behave as a sinner in doing sinful things each and every day. Because you say, hey man, I ain't perfect. I can't be perfect.
So it's a lot learning to do for that individual. Each individual has to raise to this divine self themselves.
Right. That's what it says.
This can't be read to you.
That's right.
This can't be handed to you.
Right.
Nobody can eject into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that comes from within. It's already within. For me, I'm just making you self-conscious.
That's all.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And the more you become self-conscious, the more you free yourself.
Right on. 10, my friend, although she shall live after thee, think not she was born before thee. She was created with thy flesh and formed with thy brain. How about that? How about that? Who can deny that? "11. Justice could not give her to thee exalted by virtue, nor mercy delivered her to thee deformed by vices. These must be thine, and thou must answer for them." 12. Suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Think not corruption can hide thee from inquiry. He who formed thee of thy knowest not what, can he not raise thee from thy knowest not what again? Question mark.
Sleeping awake.
13. Perceivest not the cock, the hours of midnight. Exalt he not his voice to tell thee it is morning. Knowest not dog the footsteps of his master. Flies not the wounded goat unto the herb that healeth him. Yet when these die, their spirit return to dust. Thou alone survivest. 14. Even not to these their senses, because quicker than thy own, learn that the advantage lies not in possessions, good things, but in the knowing to use them. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful lessons of wisdom. Even a dog knows.
Mm-hmm.
That this is where a man and woman should be ashamed of themselves. Even a dog knows the footsteps of his master.
That's right.
And man and woman have forgot the face of their creator.
Yeah.
This is where we all should feel shameful at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us to fall in such pits means that we did it ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Then nobody pushes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All volunteer.
It was all volunteer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's the questions, and that's the dust that we have to sweep and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Those acts.
There you go.
And the brain, that's what creates the thinking.
There you go.
And so you rethink these marks and scars and wounds from mental traumas and also physical trauma. So mental trauma and physical trauma is separate, but they work in oneness. So if someone hurt you physically, then that's going to impact your brain.
That's right.
And then that's going to become a thought.
That's right.
And you're going to have the ability to think this over and over.
Over and again. And see, that's where that hatred come in, and how if somebody do something to you small, you get pissed off with them and turn it into a grudge and hold it in your mind. And every time you see them, they pop, plop, pop right up in your mind with the thought of hatred. I mean, we good at that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's trying to teach man what is not man.
That's right.
The things that we've been engaging in as actions is really not self. And we haven't noticed it yet. So this is to give us a remembrance so we can be self-conscious and aware of self rather than aware of what self is doing.
Yeah.
We know we want to go to the store, but we ain't witnessing the self that is before the thought came of the store.
Go to the store, that's right.
So in that way, life continues in the formation of thinking. And that everyone's problem is avoiding their own thinking.
Yeah.
To a danger. Stop thinking. The oil of wisdom will tell you to stop thinking. That's where all your problems lie within. And that's why it's telling us, out of all these things, your spirit die not. Their knowledge die out. But it's something in you that dies not. See, and that's what our ancient forefathers and our beautiful mothers called spirit. And so spirit is not the soul, and spirit is not the body. Your spirit is your true self. Your true self is where you will find your true will. And so just as each day is gained, but also each day is shedded, only the self remains throughout each time space. So as we learning and we self-remembering, once you think on this long enough, this becomes a self-consciousness. And with self-consciousness, you no longer need to think. Life is already here, flowing. And what you calling thinking is calling doing for self, that you become the doer. But we have to understand life and how life came to flow. It didn't come to flow just by matter alone. It came to flow through your consciousness. So I'm meaning that, let's say, nothing that's dead has life, but your consciousness can forget itself and give life to anything in life.
Yeah.
Just by you giving it space in your mind. The things that's in the space of your mind is what is called thinking. And we have to avoid it if you want to get to the capital self and not the lowercase. If you want to stay in the lowercase, just keep thinking. And you'll think yourself all the way to your destination. But with the spirit, there is no destination. There's life. So destination would be dying. I heard someone say that everything in all things born in the universe die. Everything that borns dies. See, and that's a misnomer down here. The soul, as you just read, was formed with the brain. The body was formed by the woman. But the spirit was never formed. So the spirit cannot die because it never was born. The soul was for you to exist in a new body.
That's right.
So every day you reincarnate. Don't get the religious text misconstrued. Every day you reincarnate. If I ask you the question, do you know why you keep waking up in the same realm?
Look at that.
For the age you are,
Yeah.
times that by 360.
Good question.
And all those days at the calculator, when you see that number, if we don't even know how do we understand this realm, that is how you understand this realm. You keep reincarnating here. Day in and day out. Night in and night out. You ain't changing. The days are. And it's because you have something here to do. Just like the reason why you at the store. So we have to understand self as spirit and spirit as what you cannot see. So if you cannot see it, it does not mean that it does not exist.
That's right.
For you know yourself that you can think, that you can reason. For that shows you that self exists.
That's right.
So we want to keep that into the respect that we must understand these things.
Oh, yeah. 16. Has any one of them, excuse me, has thou the ear of the stag, or where thine eyes as strong and piercing as the eagle? Did thou equal the hound in smell? Or could the ape resign to thee his taste? Asking question here. Or could the tortoise her feeling? Yet, without reason, what would they avail thee? Perish not all these like their kind. And you know, I used to hunt a lot, and we used to have hunting dogs. And I used to always wonder, how can a dog smell like that and I can't smell like that? He can outsmell me. And the thought would be in the back of my mind, but now I know why. It's just amazing in creation.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say. 16. Had any one of them the gift of speech? Can any say unto thee, therefore did I do? Look at this.
I do, yes. Mm-hmm.
And you know, they used to have programs come on TV and have shows where animals are talking, y'all. And if you've seen it enough, you start thinking that way too a little bit. I'm telling you the truth. It was a show called, a show called Mr. Ed. I'm trying to think the type of horse it was a Palomino, I think. No, it wasn't Palomino, got them different spots. I can't call it the name, we going straight. But anyway.
They made some in our time, like the Wild Thornberries. That was a cartoon in our time with talking animals.
Okay, but this wasn't no cartoon here. This was a show. And it was a white man and a horse talking to each other. Called Mr. Ed, the talking horse. "17. The lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet." Ain't that beautiful? No sooner are they open, but treasures are poured out before thee. Think on that. Beautiful examples, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
18. Like unto in beds of silver are wise sentences, uttered in due season. 19. Canst thou think too greatly of thy soul? Can thou think of too greatly of thy soul? Question mark. Or can too much be said in its praises? Look at that. It is the image of him who gave it. Man, them translators, boy, they did something awful to say something of that nature and to write something in a Holy Bible of that magnitude and to make a statement like that. And you can't say too much about your soul, what he's trying to tell you, if you knew the value of it. We talk about the soul of man. 20. 8 more to go. Remember thy its dignity forever. forget not how great a talent is cometh to thy charge. Football, basketball players, baseball players, don't forget, brother. Don't let your dignity slip away. It said, remember, and you using your soul and your energy, your health and your body, and all you see is the great talent because you can shoot the ball or outrun everybody, the fastest man alive. That's what you see, but you don't see the depths therein of the soul. Just that little part that comes out of you, and you showcase how great you are in running and playing in football and basketball. Because of talent, yeah. 21. Whosoever may do good may also do harm. Beware that thou direct its course to virtue. Oh boy. What the world can say about that out there on radio land, internet land. You can do good and you can do harm, can't you? It said, but beware that thou direct the course to virtue. That's what you better be working on right there. Get on that virtuous road. "22. Think not that thou canst lose her in a crowd. So suppose not that thou canst bury her in thy closet. Action is her delight, and she will not be withheld from it."
Now, that's been the root cause of all individuals suffering.
Yeah.
In school, you can experience where the soul get lost in a crowd.
Yeah.
When life going downhill, you can find yourself buried in a closet. But we never understand why these actions happen. Because we're learning about the soul that's in man. And the soul loves action.
Yep.
So it loves to think. It loves to reason. These are what the soul loves to do. But what the soul thinks and does is for its own good. And as it says, whatever may do good may also do harm. We're talking about the actions of the soul. Every action has an equal opposite counteraction.
The good and the harm.
So yes, like our celebrities, they need to return to this virtue.
Yep. Man.
The people on TV need to return to this virtue because
right.
Whatever they was doing that was so good is also causing them harm.
That's right.
And since they all we got, we need them to come and return home.
That's right.
All of them are prodigal children.
That's right. Part of Allah.
The prodigal son and the prodigal daughter. Yes. The Creator loved all. But the soul was never educated of itself. So the body is not in the body to think. Flesh cannot think. So this is what has been thinking. That's the soul. Now the soul has many actions. And this is why we have can have many problems, or we can have abundance of fun. But if you just remove all problems, you will also realize that fun always existed. Only thing covered it up was problems. That's right. And your thinking on these problems.
That's right.
But once you understand what the soul is, and that you yourself is not the soul nor the body, answers should be coming forth right now. Light bulbs should be on. I ain't talking no little 1540 watt. I'm talking about the sunlight type.
Hey. Boy, I mean, watch that baby kick it out. I mean, can just power the planet.
This is so good.
All right, let's move on. 23. Her motion is perpetual. Her attempts are universal. Her agility is not to be suppressed. Is it at the uttermost parts of the earth. She will have it. Is it beyond the region of the stars? Question mark. Yet where her eye discovered it, inquiry is her delight, as one who travels the burning sand in search of water. So is the soul that thirsts after knowledge. The soul thirsts after knowledge. You don't see that often too much no more, man.
That's right.
People thirsty for knowledge. They ain't worried about nothing else but what they can get into, man. And they already done learned enough, and they ain't worried about learning no more. This is what I'm seeing the people I come around and contact each and every day. See, that's why they don't come to study. They ain't got time. Don't need it.
Don't need it.
They know where they live, their address, they know where they work, they know how much money they got in their bank, and I don't need to hear what you say.
That's all they need to know. They ain't looking beyond the region of the stars. They ain't going to the uttermost parts of the earth. They don't know what's there. They happy with what they have.
Yeah.
And what we were speaking on earlier, who thirsted after knowledge. That's his food source.
Yeah.
Until it gets that, it's not going to feel like it know itself. So it's always going to feel incomplete.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that when you see one thirst after, he ain't thirsty for knowledge, but he thirsty for making more money or having more money. That's his thirst. Mm-hmm. We have a thirst for many things now.
Mm-hmm.
24. Guard her, for she is rash. Restrain her, for she is irregular. Correct her, for she is outrageous. More simple is she than water, more flexible than wax, more yielding than air. Is there aught that can bind her? Question mark.
Deep lesson on the soul.
Boy, that's deep. That's deep, Bible.
Is there anything that can bind you? Mm-hmm.
25. As a sword in the hands of a madman. Evil so is the soul to him who wanted destruction.
Mm.
And all I could think about when I read that, the sword's in the hands of a madman, and all I could think about that all these old warmongers just won't let peace be on earth. Look like to me, they always say, man, let's lay on the guns, the bombs, and all, and let's just find peace on earth and goodwill to all mankind. Why can't they do that? They can if they so choose it. But there's a mean, mad man on the loose. And he's a warmonger, and that's all he loved and loved to do. And I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. But this is all we see and know this country here. We just fight and kill all the time. We ain't killing one another. We killing others. For some reason, the USA love to kill. I bear witness to that. I'm 73. And that's all I ever seen. They World War I, World War II. Why you want 3 and 4? 1 and 2 wasn't enough. Did you learn anything from 1? Did you learn anything from World War II? Did you learn anything from Vietnam? Did you? Let's go on to the next scripture. 26. 2 more to go. The end of her search is truth. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. Look at that. But are not these weak, uncertain, and fallacious? How then shall she attain unto it? '27. General opinion is no proof of truth. For the generality of men are ignorant. See that? There's a whole lot of opinions going on about right and wrong.
That's what I come to find.
Oh, yeah.
When you find self, that's what you find.
Yeah, if you're not a truth seeker yourself and studying and learning yourself, this is what you're going to be coming in. Someone else's opinion.
There's no proof of truth.
There's no proof of truth. But for some reason, he convinced you to believe it, and that's your proof of truth.
Some are in that state. If you don't have knowledge of self, you're definitely in that state.
Yeah.
The knowledge of self is the freedom from all that.
There you go.
Liberated.
There you go.
A free man, as they would say.
There you go.
Free spirit.
Yeah. And just like I was speaking to the lady the other day, I said, for some reason, this society have made man a slave unto another man, and they believe in slaves. And the Sufa said, no one is a slave unto another man. But for some reason, this concept of slave being slave to others. And may I remind old USA that their first president had slaves, and 2 and 3 and 4 and on down the road had slaves. And I just said that a book, the Sufian, said no man is a slave unto other man. And now they came and write scripture about Egypt and being in captivity 400 years, and we can't get past that. And now everybody think that we've been slaves all our lives. Wrong concept. And you ask anybody today of dark skin, and they say he's supposed to be a slave. Everybody with dark skin was a slave. Just what they print and just what they say. And that's the biggest lie ever been told. I got one more to go. Last one. Knowledge is, we're talking about the soul of man. Last verse. Perception of thyself. The knowledge of him who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him, are not these plain before thy face? Question mark. And behold, what is there more that men need to know? Goodness gracious.
The meeting ain't over with, but case closed.
What more, y'all?
Is that not case closed?
What more? That's right. That's just like he dropped the ball, the mouse.
After knowledge of self, after knowledge of self, there's nothing else to know.
That's right. That's why the prophet says, study, and get through study yourself.
And so, man, I just want to keep it in that type of silence, man. There's nothing more to know once you have knowledge of the self. Self is not the body nor the soul. Great lesson of the soul. She rash, y'all protect her and guard. Guard the self. So the greatest thing you're gonna have to do is protect yourself. Because the soul might get you into something. Your old soul might get you into something, so you better protect yourself.
So that makes sense. So if that be the case, then we should wake up and start realizing that we must think for self and do for self and know for self, because looking at a Democratic Party and a Republican Party and some government to fix our problem, that don't even make sense. I don't see how anybody can think of something that's stupid.
That's why the world need it, but I can't force anything upon the world. But I'm in Isolation.
Yeah, but the majority of people, this is what they're doing daily, man. And somebody just like me, you going to vote.
That's why the answer is in itself, Isolation. But most people too contentious. And so these things go over their head. Mm-hmm. Wisdom is over everybody's head.
Yeah, it is.
They don't even know what that is. Mm-hmm. And the older you are, you're supposed to know what that is.
That's right.
And so growing into understanding what that is That's totally different than what the Western life is used to.
Mm-hmm.
The Western life is built on slavery.
It is.
Work, work, work.
Work, work, work.
Not no, no, no.
And keep your slave around.
Yeah, and that's why the dynamic has to change, because most people having children for slaves.
That's right.
But this is why the dynamic is changing.
Mm.
That's not supposed to be. You your own slave. If you want a slave, you slave yourself.
Yeah.
Don't enslave the children.
That's right.
And give them ideas to have them enslave themselves, and you be the piggy bank.
Yeah.
These things is what have to be understood. That's why we enter in the pinnacles of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Now we enter into the spirit. We're leaving the body and the soul.
Yeah.
Want not of the body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Isn't the master greater than his walls?
Mm-hmm.
And so those who build the lie, you best believe they know the lie.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you say it, when they say, when we read that you the only one with the gift of speech,
mm-hmm.
and with that gift of speech, you speaking nothing but lie.
Yeah. And you know, it's just a thought of once upon a time that people used to take another man, they called him a stud, and had him breathe and make babies from men and women so the children could be slave unto the slave master. Now this here was once upon a time that was present and was the way of life. And just look how wrong for that is, and just to think about something like that. Low down.
That's why whoever surrendered, they receive him.
Yeah.
Because as I said, justice will leave you examined. But it's just for the help of others, because you need self-consciousness.
Yeah.
I'm at that place. I've been away for a long time from the world. I renunciated and renounced a long time. But the understanding of why is very important. And that was for me to know. And so with me knowing, this is what makes you self-conscious. And when you know the self, this is what self-consciousness is. And we're just talking about from results, not future or what it seemed or what it could be, like what it's like when you actually get there. And we finna let the book read itself on chapter 39.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we all reach it. Because these are nothing but instructions. And whoever followed the instructions will get the result.
We'll get the result.
And the result is the reward.
And you know, son, everything you person about come with an instruction. That goes to show you how important instruction are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Chapter 39. Holy instructions from the prophet. Pinnacle of wisdom. 1. As the eye of the morning to the lark, as the shade of the evening to the owl, as honey to the bee, or as the carcass to the vulture, even such is likened to the heart of man. Though bright, it dazzleth not. Though obscure, it displeaseth not. Though sweet, it cloyeth not. Though corrupt, it forbiddeth not. Yet, who is he that knows his true value? Learn to esteem as though ought. Then art thou near the pinnacle of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Think not with the fool that nothing is more valuable, nor believe with the pretended wise that you ought to condemn it. Live it not thyself. Love it not thyself, but for the good it may be of to others. Gold cannot buy it for thee, neither mines of diamonds purchase back the moment thou hast now lost it. Employ the succeeding ones in virtue. Say not that it were best not to have been born, or if born, that it has been best to die early. Neither dare thou to ask of thy Creator, where has been the evil, had I not existed? Good is thy power. The want of gold is evil, and if thy question be just, lo, it condemns thee.
Look at them. Look at them. Oh, just being good alone, man. Good is our power.
That's a hard thing to live on right there. The want of good is evil. That's powerful right there.
Excuse me, I said the want of good is evil.
And this is what people have a hard time. We're talking about spirit here.
Yeah.
Spirit is good already. It don't need, it don't want, it don't lack anything.
Yeah.
What makes the soul evil is that it wants.
Yeah.
And so when you already have,
this
is blasphemy.
Yeah.
And now we're getting out of character with it, which is making it evil. Feeling type of ways, throwing shade, signals and emotional flares. These things is because the soul wants something. Just like the Romans want your ass to be under slavery. Same way, the soul wants its action. And most souls, some souls, as the Roman souls, they'll go as far as you allow. I know you can ask some people who've been in unfortunate situations, to be forced upon is not a great thing.
That's right.
And so if we don't have this knowledge of self, you're going to be feeling, as it said in what she read. Let's back it up. Number 3, because this is the part right here that if we didn't take nothing else away, I would like for you to take this away. And number 3, if you learn to esteem self, stop talking down upon self, stop using outward thinking, stop using awkward thinking, stop thinking, and just know. Esteem the I. I am unstoppable. I am unconquerable. I am self. I am not the soul or my body. These are mine, but not I. I am valuable. These are the things that we have to learn how to speak in present tense with the present I. Otherwise, we're going to get thrown off in distracted forms of thinking, in which if you ask a person of age and find the oldest person you can find, and I want you to ask them a question. This is how thoughtful you have to be when you're self-conscious. Ask the oldest person you know. Go to them and ask and say, "Beautiful, can I ask you a question?" And say, from your experience of life, could you tell me the reason for speaking? See, and this will give you the gauge unto understanding if they understood. what life was for. Because we seem to speak, but we don't know what to speak on or to speak for. You are supposed to speak on self-esteem, not of the soul, not of the body. These things you think you are. And this is how you become the doer. You don't supposed to be doing nothing. The creator supposed to be doing it all through you.
That's right.
So there's no way you're supposed to get upset, downtrodden, backballed, or sillywhacked. Why? Because this is the concepts of the opinions of men. You did not say that to yourself. So why would you lend your thinking to another's concept?
There you go, right there.
And so we're plagued by others' concept, ideas, and thoughts of us. We've been looked upon, just as you said, from skin color to hair. We've been hated for no reason. Told your hair ain't nothing. You need to get a different type of hair. None of our sisters embrace their naturalness. When no other woman on the planet has the hair that you have.
That's right.
The texture that you have.
That's right.
It can never duplicate.
Can't duplicate.
But we move from our uniqueness and we come into the crowd. And this is how the soul began to feel less and less of esteem for the self. Because the soul is not the self. The soul is immortal. And you're gonna always have one. That's how you that's how you animate something as dead as the body. It's called the soul, but the essence of the soul is the self, the spirit. And that's all good, or you would say God.
Seven. Would the fish swallow the bait if he knew the hook were hidden therein?
Talk about wisdom here.
Would the lion enter the toils if he saw they were prepared for him? So neither were the soul to perish with the clay, neither would a merciful Father have created him. No, hence thou shalt live forever. Live afterwards.
Oh, I tell you what. I ain't gonna say much on the fish and the hook, but you know what? When you fishing, you got to hide that hook. That's it. If you don't hide it, you see it, he won't bite. But if you don't, you ain't catching it. Go ahead, sister.
As the bird enclosed in the cage before it see it, yet tear not his flesh against its sides, so neither labor thou vainly to run the state thou art in, but know it is allowed thee, and be content with it. Though its ways are uneven, yet they are not all painful. Accommodate thyself to all, and where there is the least appearance of evil, suspect the greatest danger. When thy bed is straw, thou sleepest in security. But when thou stretchest thyself on roses, beware of the thorns. A good deed is better than any evil life. A good death. Strive therefore to live as long as thou oughtest, not as long as thou canst. While thy life is to others worth more than thy death, it is thy duty to preserve it. Complain not with the fool of the shortness of thy time. Remember, with thy days thy cares are short.
Mm.
Take from the period of thy life the useless part of it, and what remaineth. Take off the time of thine infancy, thy second infancy of age, thy sleep, thy thoughtless hours, thy days of sickness, and even at thy fullness of years, how few seasons has truly numbered. He who gave thee life as a blessing shortened it to make it even more so.
Mm.
To what end would longer life have served thee? Wish thou to have had an opportunity of more vices? Question.
Mm.
As to the good, will not he who limit thy span be satisfied with the fruits of it? To what end, O child of sorrow, would thou live longer? To breathe, to eat, to see the world? Question. All this thou hast done often already. Too frequent repetition, is it not tiresome? Question. Or is it not superfluous? Superfluous? How do you say that?
Superfluous shit.
Wouldst thou improve thy wisdom and thy virtue? Alas, what
If
are
most people was given a second life, would they improve their wisdom and their virtue?
Look like to me, if you mean business at first, you should be able to do it then. But he's so merciful, he give you time and time again, just like the day. You like this day. Who all was born and see this day or awakened into this day, take advantage of it. Don't put it off to tomorrow.
what art thou to know? Or is it who is it that shall teach thee? Badly thou employest the little thou hast. Dare not, therefore, to complain that the more is not given thee. Repine not at thy want of knowledge. It must perish within the grave.
Mm.
Be honest here, thou shalt be wise hereafter. Say not unto the crow, why numberest thou 7 times, thy Lord? Or to the fawn, why art thy eyes to see my offspring 100 generations? Are these to be compared with thee in the abuse of life? Are they riotous? Are they cruel? Are they ungrateful? Learn from them. Rather, that innocence of manners are the paths of good old age. Knowest thou to employ life better than these? Then less of it may suffice thee. Man who dares enslave the world when he knows he can enjoy his tyranny but for a moment, what would he not aim at if he were immortal? Enough hast thou of life, but thou regardest it not. Thou art not in want of it, O man, but thou art prodigal. prodigal. Thou threwest it lightly away, as if thou hadst more than enough, and yet thou repinest that it is not gathered again unto thee. Know that it is not abundance which make rich, but economy. The wise continue to live from its first period. The fool is always beginning. Labor not after riches first, and think thou wilt afterwards enjoy them. He who neglected the present moment throw away all that he has. As the arrow passed through the heart while the warrior knew not that it was coming, so shall his life be taken away before he know that he had it. What then is life that man should desire it? What breathing that he should covet it? It is not a scene of delusion, a series of misadventures, a pursuit of evils linked on all sides together. In the beginning, it is ignorance. Pain is in its middle, and its end is sorrow. As one wave push on another, till both are involved in that behind them, even so succeedeth evil to evil. In the life of man, the greatest in the present swallow up the lesser in the past. Our terrors are real evils. Our expectations look forward into impossibilities. Fools to dread as mortals, and to desire as if immortal. What part of life is it that we should wish to remain with us? Is it you? Can we be in love without
licentiousness
and temerity? Is it age? Then we are fond of infirmity and natural days and honor. Virtue can add reverence to the bloom of youth, and without it, age plants more wrinkles in the soul than a forehead. Is age respected because it hath riot, because it hate riot? What justice is in this when it is not age that despises pleasure, but pleasure that despises age? Be virtuous while thou art young, so shall thine age be honored.
Ooh-wee.
See?
That was only wisdom.
See now, look what y'all two doing at a young age. Is that a blessing now? It said, be virtuous while thou art young. Ain't many young folks got time for no study. There's too much going on, man.
People don't want to become
It's
self-conscious.
time to have sex and make babies all over the place. I hope they're ready to teach the children when they're born after they have them, because I hope they know that's a duty. Once they bring that child in this world, you gotta have time. You gotta teach them, man. You don't bring me here and leave them run loose around everywhere all over the place. Are you teaching the child anything? He need to be taught.
That's why you're
thinking about all that when you bring them in here? I know I was.
the body and the soul. You have to keep all that in mind. These are complex things.
Yeah. It's dangerous. 2 o'clock.
And without having the instructions on something that's flammable, you better be careful. That's it.
Yeah.
Peace and love.